Wacky New Year's edition of this Move the Chains podcast. It's your man and the host of this hour, Sammy, the man McIntyre. We are rocking with Moving the Chains. Got to represent the sign. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy New Year. What a great year it's been. Gone way too fast, as it always does. I want to give a shout out to all my followers. You guys are great. I put content out there for you guys to love and be entertained and give you guys some knowledge about football and sometimes life. So, my door's always open for advice. But I'm recording this. I always do my Raider reaction every week. And then I want to touch on a couple games I didn't hit on the last 2 days. But I'll get to those. And then I'm also recording this live right now. I got the Miami-Ohio State game on. Early on, it looks like a slugfest. Kind of boring. Both defenses kind of going mano-a-mano. But I want to start with the Raiders. So, as you guys know, I've kind of tuned out the Raiders this year. I know, I bleed silver and black, and I hate saying that as a fan. But I'm conflicted. And I saw a couple Raider fans, Joe Mongolai, that I follow on Instagram, and Samoa Raider, and a bunch of guys that were at the game. And it was called Toilet Bowl. Because neither team wanted to win that game. You win that game. You can win this game. You can win. You can. And it was kind of weird, right? So it was for the number one overall pick. Now, at the moment, the Raiders have it. And rightfully so, they deserve it. And listen, I heard this today. Well, Fernando Mendoza, he threw 33 touchdowns. Look who he did it against. I don't know. He won the fucking Heisman. He had 33 touchdowns, 6 picks. With IU talent. It's not to shit on him. Not to shit on guys with Ohio State talent or Georgia. It's IU. Okay? That have been kind of dormant for a long time. Indiana fans can admit it. And I like everything about Mendoza. The arm, the talent, he's bigger than Dante Moore, who I like Dante Moore a lot. But I think he's going to come out next year. I would probably tell him that. Get bigger. He's only 206, but he's a thick 206, but it kind of looks slender to me. Worried about his durability at the next level. Kind of like Jaden Daniels. So that's kind of a concern for me moving forward with Dante Moore. But right now, at this moment, I'm taking Fernando. And I do not care. Raiders have to do this. It's now or never. Because you have to look in your division. Can you have a quarterback, then go toe-to-toe with Mahomes, with Justin Herbert, and with Bo Nix? The answer simply right now is no. And Tim Brooks, my buddy, who got to give a shout-out to, he's a great guy. One of my really good buddies at the gym, he was telling me, he goes, so can they get rid of Geno? How far they signed him? And I said, well, they got him for 2 years. $77 million. Now, a lot of that's guaranteed, whatever. But I'm not getting Fernando Mendoza, having him sit behind Geno. Geno Smith's been in the league a long time, and it's not really great at the leadership shit. You know, kind of got to go back to West Virginia days. You know, he had that game down in Baylor, and then he threw his helmet. He just wasn't mature. Now, players mature, and I get it. He's bounced around the league, and blah, blah, blah. But I want this marriage done. Pete, Geno, gotta go. Bye. It's been fun. But right now, the one thing I got going for the Raiders, and this is how I would do it if I'm them. You draft Fernando Mendoza. Now, I've already heard they're kind of already on the up and up with the coaching search. It could be Jesse Minter. It could be Robert Saleh. To me, if I'm the Raiders, I got to go offensive. Because, and here's the guy I would hire. And I know there's a guy, Jim Dan, who's a Raider fan. He was telling me a couple days ago, he goes, well, let's go get like a no-name guy. Who's that guy? Is it Liam Cohen? Is it Ben Johnson? I don't know. It's none of those guys. But my guy, to me, who I would hire, is my couple guys I would hire. It would be Kubiak 1 because of what he did in Seattle. He's a that offense get copied around the league. Shanahan's, it's like their third brother, for crying out loud. Gary's his dad. Great coach. Solid coach. I wouldn't say great, but he's been around Shanahan's a long time. He kind of worked his way up. And then what he's done with Sam Darnold and what he did with the Niners. And then, people forget he did great with the Saints last year. And then Derek Carr kind of fell apart and they lost 7 in a row. And people are like, they maybe got to figure it out. I don't know. But I do believe this to my core. The Raiders get Clint Kubiak and they get Fernando. Now you're starting the process. Now it's okay. Now let's build around this quarterback. Go get cheap. You're on the labor, cheap. You're on that rookie contract. Go strike him while the iron's hot. So that's what I would do if I'm the Raiders. I'm watching tonight. Before I got on here, I watched that Reuben Bain and those Miami. Miami looks like the old Miami, dude. D linemen everywhere. Just athletes galore. I mean, you're in Florida for fucking Christ. Come on. So I do think the Raiders, if they're going to get Fernando. I just have a gut feeling in my heart right now they're going to get Fernando Mendoza. That's what they're going to do. They're going to get Fernando. You go get a decent coach. Could be a no-name. I don't know. But to my gut feeling is you go get Clint Kubiak. Look what he's done with Sam Darnold. Look what he's done with Seattle. Their offense is so much fun to watch. The motions, the shifts, the personnel groupings. And they're throwing the ball down the field. And they got one guy receiver. And, if you're a fan and you're a coach, you're going, all right, I have the Jets job open or I have this. Well, I hate being a homer, but you take the Raiders job because Raiders got better players. Jets have nothing right now. You could have said, well, they got Quentin Williams and Sauce. Maybe, but you had no quarterback. Neither the Raiders. But when I look at the Raiders, I go, well, they got Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, Max Crosby. Colt Miller's a nice left tackle, getting older, but still pretty good. So I think the Raiders are a better spot. Now, truth be told, they've been shitty for 25 years. I get it. I'm a fan, and I got to tell you, I admit that. But right now, in this moment, I kind of got a feeling it's going to be Fernando. I just have a gut feeling. I'll be locked into that game tomorrow. I get off work at 3 o'clock. Fantastic. I get home, take a little nap, put some content out there to give my picks for the last week of the regular season and go in the playoffs. And I'm watching that game. I'm dialed in. And I cannot wait. I hope IU beats the brakes off Alabama so I can shove it up Paul Feinbaum's ass. You like that, Paul? You Kermit the Frog, evil cousin-looking motherfucker? You like that, bro? Let's go, because I'm ready. I'm hype. So that's what I believe the Raiders should do. Now, will they do it? Time will tell. I'll believe when I see it, because I smell some bullshit. But when there's smoke, there's fire. So we got to see that go into fruition, into place. But that is what I'm geeked about. I'm happy the Raiders are doing this. They're tanking for Fernando. And Pete Prisco said it. He goes, is that going to solve their quarterback problems? Hell yeah, it is. And I'm with them. It's going to. Draft Fernando. Let this rookie quarterback. Let's get this. We're on the rookie clock. Let's start this ship and let's go. And let's start being consistent again. Because I'm tired of this up and down, up and down. We got to get this. This is the offseason. I know I keep saying that every year with the Raiders. This is the offseason to me that you have to get this right and get the coach right, get the quarterback right, and then you can go. Look at the difference the Jaguars were a year ago. Shitty a year ago. Get Trevor Lawrence, get him on track with Liam Cohen. Rocket ship, bang. Now, can they sustain it? Who knows? Patriots, shitty. Drake May, Mike Vrabel win the division. Bang. Sean Payton, Bo Nix, bang. So, coach, quarterback, get those two right. Cinema. So, a couple games I wanted to hit on was I watched Patriots-Jets game, went back and watched it when I got home after work. I did a little quick world workout tonight, and I watched the Patriots-Jets game. I about turned it off. I snoozed through it. And a couple takeaways. I didn't want to talk much about it because Patriots are great and the Jets just are an absolute travesty. But there's a couple takeaways I have from that game. Number one, New England's here to stay. Okay? And I know all the critics out there, oh, Patriots had a shitty schedule. You play who's on your schedule, bruh. You play them. New England, when Brady was humming, they played the Dolphins, Jets, and Bills when they were shit. And they coasted through that AFC East for a long time. Now, do I believe New England will do that? Maybe. But probably will. But my guess is probably not. They'll probably split with Miami. Miami's probably plays them tough, depending on the year. And the Buffalo with Josh Allen, as long as they got him, you're going to be okay. Maybe they get a new coach, who knows? Because I kind of feel like a Buffalo, it's kind of like John Elway in Denver, right? He had Dan Reeves. Dan Reeves was solid, not bad. R.I.P., by the way, died a few years ago. Won 200 games, was great. But they needed that extra umph. And that's when they got Shanahan, they start kicking ass, taking names. So maybe Buffalo does that, and maybe it becomes competitive again. And then you look at the Jets, and here's the other thing with New England I got to throw on the caveat before I hop on the Jets. I just bounced around here for a second. Is that when I look at the Jets, when I look at the Patriots, I keep bouncing around. Sorry, it happens when you've been up since 4 a.m. But my point is, The Patriots, to me, are only getting better. They're only getting better. Will Campbell's going to be fully healthy next year. That's my kind of guy, right? I mean, that guy, badass. Well, Sammy, he got beat by Myles Garrett. A lot of guys do. He's a rookie. Myles Garrett, I mean, he's a freak show. He's 6'5", 274, can box jump over this fucking sign. I don't care. This guy's a badass. He's a tough guy. Fits in that culture. He's a Mike Vrabel kind of guy. Spit the dip, getting his vent on. He's ready to go. And what a difference a year makes for New England. God, it just, like a year ago, there was no juice. It was all dead. That building, it just was awful. And a year later, imagine they get the coach right. Cinema, baby. And that's what New England's doing. And watch out, AFC, because you had your run in that East, Buffalo. You had your shot and you blew it. I keep saying that till the cows come home. So, I just feel like New England, they're on a rocket ship kind of tier. And I kind of have a feeling this reminds me of Houston. Right? A couple years ago, kind of shitty, clown show. They get the shit right, and ever since then, they've been a playoff team every year. Because they got a rock star head coach, D'Amico Ryans, Mike Vrabel. Young stud quarterback, C.J. Stroud, Drake May. And just solid, structurally, ownership around. The Crafts, the McNairs, they're kind of a freak show, kind of a clown, who knows. But they got that shit right, and they got that shit right fast. So, I do believe New England's on the right track and right trajectory moving forward. And on the flip side, the Jets, they are just quicksand. They are so bad. I mean, defensively, I'm watching them the other day. The tackling in that game was piss poor. I mean, New England's got players, and they got dudes. But it's not, the cover's okay, but I'm looking around, I'm like, well, you got Randy Moss, Wes Welker, and Hernandez, dickhead, scumbag, or Gronk in the door, and your defense isn't bad, it's not great. In that you hung up 35, they hung up 35 on your ass at home. Where's the effort? Where's the intensity? Where is that fire, man? This Aaron Glenn, he played DB in the league, he was really good. He's really good. And you have no interceptions on the year? None? That blows my mind. That stat is the craziest stat I've ever heard in my life. I'm not being hyperbolic. No interceptions? None? You're a defensive guy. Your defense is worse. So, I get you got rid of Quinnen Williams and Sauce because you were trying, whatever. Good luck. And if I'm the Jets, I'm going to throw this crazy idea out at you. I call them the Ravens. If Lamar and this weird thing with the Ravens goes weird, go get Lamar Jackson. I know that's a little crazy. Why not? I mean, your quarterback's been shitty. When Lamar got in the league, he's kicked ass and take names. I think you'd be viable. You need something. Because Brady Cook ain't it. Justin Fields, I like the guy. He ain't a great quarterback. Even the people in Chicago I know, they're like, we all love Justin. Like Mitch Trubisky. You wanted it to work. But he can't see the field. Hey, come on. Hangs on the ball too long. Great athlete. But just, Jets, man, they're just a bad movie. It can't get any better. And what the shame is, and I said this, I think I heard this somewhere, Jets have had talent for years. I remember back, when the Raiders, for that little pre-run we had with the Jets. If anybody remembers, right? 2000, 99, 2001, 2. Those were battles. Now, I know the Raiders eventually won a lot of those because it was in Oakland. But those were battles. They were tight games. They were physical. Where's that with the Jets? I don't sense it. I know Aaron Glenn came from Detroit, but I kind of have this feeling with Aaron Glenn like he's trying to replicate Dan Campbell, pour that potion into the Jets. And it's not working. Breece Hall's a stud. They're underutilizing him, but they ain't, it's just a shame. The Jets are just so fucking bad. And I feel for Jet fans. I feel like we have it bad. Nah, I'm good. Nah, hold my beer, bro. We're good. We made the playoffs a couple years ago. They made the playoffs since I was in 8th grade. So, it's so bad with the Jets. And I don't know where you go from here. The draft's coming up. I know they could draft a quarterback. But Dante Moore ain't walking through that door, homie. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. Because if he is, then go take him. If not, do not reach out to Ty Simpson. And if you want to go get Kate Klubnik, go take your shot. I would laugh at you. I could be wrong, but he just underperformed this year. So, it's just, the New York franchise is just fucking shitty all around. God, it just starts with ownership, man. And it's funny, all the top teams in the draft have shitty owners. I love the Raiders. We got a shitty owner. Giants, Jets, Cardinals. It's just awful. Absolutely terrible. And last game I wanted to touch on was the Titans-Saints game, which I know a lot of people probably didn't really think much of it, but this guy did. Because, as you guys remember, I was a Cam Ward fan last year when he was at Miami. And I got to be honest, last couple games, I think you got your guy in Tennessee. I really do. I think you have your franchise guy with the Titans. He's big, he's strong, great work ethic, great kid. Listen, he's taking a lot of sacks and beating. I got that. But it's a young team. It's full of kids. And he's a kid. And they got rid of Brian Callahan mid-season. I think this ownership group's atrocious. I mean, when I'm hearing the stuff that Amy, whatever, Thunderstruck, or whatever the hell her name is, gets all mad and bitching and moaning. He yelled at me. Wee, shut the fuck up. It's football. It's high intensity with millions of dollars on the line, you dumbass. It's going to be high intensity. If you're not up for it, there's the door. Get out. Mike Vrabel was the best thing that ever happened to your organization. And you let him out the door. Because you couldn't handle it. Shame on you. Because if you imagine right now, you put Mike Vrabel with Cam Ward, that team's better than what you're putting on the field, on the product on the field. Shame. Now, I will say this with Cam Ward, he's slinging that pill. He's got to get rid of the ball better. He's got some stuff he's to work on. Titans, to me, are like the Bears last year. Like, they're going to be okay. I think that if they get their coach right, then I think they have a chance. Just like Caleb with Ben Johnson. With Ben Johnson. You get the coach right. You already got the quarterback. Sandwich them together, you get some momentum. And the Titans are just a bad watch. Now, they're boring, but I got to be honest, lately they've been kind of entertaining. Like, I'm like looking around going, all right, Tennessee got some pieces. Tony Pollard and Cam Ward and DK from Wisconsin. Went to Florida, obviously. So they got some pieces I like. And that tight end's a stud. So they got some players. Now, defensively, Jeffrey Simmons is an absolute badass. That guy's underrated as hell. Underrated. Nobody talks about him. I know it's Nashville. I know it's quiet. He's a badass, man. He's got 10 sacks this year. He's a stud. Come on. So, he's a freak, and their offensive line needs a lot of work. I said it last year when I watched them play the Packers. I'm like, they need a lot of work. And so they got to fix that. I think Tennessee's going to be in a lot of rebuild. But if I'm looking at momentum right now, I got to be honest, I'll take him over the Colts. Because Philip Rivers just said he's done. He's not playing anymore. Bye-bye. So I look at that division. Okay. Colts got to find a quarterback. What do? Daniel Jones coming off the Achilles. You don't know. Titans still don't have a coach, but at least they have a quarterback, right? That's kind of landing spot. You're in Nashville. You got some sex appeal to it. So that's something to look forward to as a Titans fan. Now, having said that, you're going to be behind the 8 ball for a little bit because Houston's better than you, and Jacksonville's got momentum. But I could be wrong. I think they're on the trajectory to be pretty good soon. But they get the right coach, they already got the quarterback, get those together, and you're golden. And on the flip side to the Saints, wow. What a difference beginning of the year to now makes. Because I was one of those people. I said, Saints are going to take Archie Manning, pick the 4th of the division, they're going to be trash, garbage. No. They don't need a quarterback. I watched Silas Shuck. I know the Titans are bad. Couldn't tackle a goddamn soul on Sunday. Neither could the Saints. But I look at their offensive personnel. It's good. Chris Olave is a stud. He got banged out last year. 92 catches, almost 1,200 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He's a freak. He's a beast. He was at that Ohio State. We know that. So they have that. They still have Kamara. They have that Audric Estime from Notre Dame. Fighting Irish. Go Irish, baby. They got that guy. That Johnson guy, tight end's a stud. this Austin guy, 81, pops off my screen. I go, who's that guy? He can play. Their offensive line's okay. They put some money into it. Defensively, they got some dudes. Chase Young finally looked like that guy, the 2020 version, when he came out of Ohio State as a high pick. He looks good. Still got Cam Jordan there, who's kind of an old buck. So, Saints, man, like, they surprised me. I didn't expect that. But the thing with Kellen Moore is, he's a coach's son. That's one. And he's always won everywhere. Won Super Bowl in Philadelphia last year. He knows what a winner takes. Okay? However, the Saints got some work to do. You got to get rid of that salary cap. There's dead money. This roster needs like a clean slate of youth. Now, you can still keep some veterans around, maybe. But clean that shit out with defense. Because the offense can put up points. I mean, good God, they kept close with Buffalo this year in Buffalo before the kind of wheels fall off because Buffalo, playoff team and so forth and so forth. But I look up with New Orleans, I go, okay, they got Shucks their guy. Yeah, all you Shador sexuals. Yeah, how's that working out? Tyler Shucks better. I was there for the combine when he ran his 4.8. He's more athletic than you give him credit for, and he's got a pretty damn good arm. And I think guys like him in the locker room, from what I can tell. So, I really think both those teams got really good momentum going into next year, going forward to the draft. So that's all I got for you guys tonight. I'll give you guys my picks tomorrow. Friday, I'm going to touch on all the college football games. We got Miami, Ohio State right now playing. But tomorrow, I'll give you guys my picks. And then Friday, I'll give you guys my reaction to all the college games that I watched, Miami and then the 4. And then we got the football games going on. We just got a lot of football, a lot of content going on. So stay tuned. You guys know where I'm at. New year. Happy 2026, people. Let's rock and roll this bitch. And I appreciate all you guys' support in 2025. It's been a hell of a year. All the support and generosity for you guys has been fantastic. But Sammy Mack, peace out. 2025 out. 2026 in. I will see you cats tomorrow. Peace.